Hello and welcome to the SSL Podcast, run by Aenier, Catalunya GM, Beelzebot. Today with me, we have a bit of a different cast. One familiar and two unfamiliar. Let's see if you can find out who's who. Go ahead, guys.
I'll start off. I'm Curious Shadow. I've got Bernardo Fry, and you can guess as to whether I'm new or not new. But I am in the Catalunya Soul group of players.
You want to go first?
Sure, I'm Cal. If you don't know me, where you at? My player is Bread Lasso.
And I am Sarchi Chaff. My player is Anthony Simmons.
I'm happy to have the gentleman here today. And for those of you who are multiple league heads, Cal is not necessarily new to this. Um, he's had a player before. I believe Cal Red Lasso's your second player,
Yeah.
and then we also had a recording at in the past for the then NSFL, now ISFL, where Cal could not determine what was happening when enemy spy was stabbing him in the back repeatedly.
Oh, I was being stabbed in the back. Oh, yeah, you're talking about...
That recording.
Was that Team Fortress?
That was Team Fortress Classic, yes.
You know, I booted up Team Fortress 2 last night when I couldn't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Casual is dead, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't know about Team Fortress 2, but Team Fortress Classic I'll still occasionally jump on to dabble.
Honestly, I haven't played either one since 2012.
But
I'm too old to have ever played Team Fortress.
So let's move on to some
what?
league related stuff. So
What are you, 70?
Almost. You're
Oh.
actually not too far off there, bro.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
So unfortunately, both Catalunya and Seoul have gotten off to a rocky start so far this season.
Now, Anner, I wrote about the Game 1 incident, and one of the main incidents I wanted to talk about was, why are we still substituting Bernardo Fry out of the match when he's clearly a good player?
Because if he gets too in shape, Beelzebot will never find him. He'll run away. So if I keep your legs outside of game shape, I'll be able to catch you easier.
All right. I'm just telling you, it is coming. I've currently got an extra 120 TPE I have to spend, and maybe that's the only reason not to be fielding me.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just loving it because
Headset.
you've now mentioned that, I think, in 4 straight podcasts, and that number just keeps going up.
The number keeps going up, and I keep not spending it. One of the primary things that I have going for Bernardo Fry is that I'm a procrastinator. I'm an expert at it.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot tell you how many different ways that I can put off making a decision, and we're still doing it.
Yeah, speaking of procrastinating, I mean, it's only kind of funny because I was only after you to join my tournament like for over a year before you decided, and then you were still painting on the way up.
That's true. All of these things are true.
So I believe, excluding that, newbies to the podcast, you guys got anything you want to talk about? We'll see the floor to you guys.
I'm good for now.
I don't have anything. My brain is fried after a day of work.
So what are we doing with the difference between 24 and 26? So you guys said that Flare is actually going to matter if we go to 26. What is Flare good for today? Is it
Absolutely nothing.
bad? Come
in
on,
24, from what I remember, it did literally nothing.
That's
I
why
don't
is
think
it there?
I don't think it's literally nothing. I think it's such a small percentage chance to be
or practically nothing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, practically nothing.
Because I think it does matter mostly if like it's a situation where it's a one-on-one, you're trying to take them on the dribble. I think Flare helps with that, and it might help with certain passes. But other than that, I don't think it applies very much.
I have to
Well, I
say
mean,
that as a player who doesn't play Football Manager, that is extremely disappointing that it's not as obvious as that. Like to a
well,
player who doesn't necessarily know the engine,
Mhm.
whenever
Yeah.
something like this comes up, I'm a software engineer. You said you're in programming or something, or
I,
I,
unfortunately I've got 27 years of history in IT.
okay. So you've got some level of knowledge on this. Consider this from the viewpoint of a programmer or somebody in that field,
Yep.
and I'm sure you've had experience with awful devs or products where like the product manager like is like, all right, we should add this thing, and
Yep.
nobody pushes back on it, and then it comes time to implement it, and people go, what are we doing with this? And there's no
And
answer.
it's just a feature.
Yep, it's just there, and behind the scenes, the code that calls the function to make it do something just has a comment at the top that says
Oh,
like to do or we'll implement this later, and
well,
that's it. That's all it
even
ever
if it
says.
even if it doesn't have a to do, it might just have another feature that says, until we actually fix this, just add a small percentage to some other skill.
Yeah, or something like that. I'm
Something
willing to bet it's that.
something minimal, just so you can say it does a thing.
I mean, it could be
Right.
worse. What was it on the source code for Half-Life
For
2? I think it
EHM?
was.
Oh.
It was the actual source engine. It was something
Yeah.
like, for some reason, there's a picture of banana that does nothing. I think it's a banana, and they deleted it, and then the entire game crashed. They couldn't figure out why this picture that is referenced nowhere else causes the whole game to work properly.
We have all been there on Friday night, late at night, trying to figure out why a thing has crashed when we changed something that shouldn't have mattered.
This is why you don't deploy on Fridays.
I worked in finance, and so deploying on Friday nights on finance is good because Monday is the next day, as opposed to in other worlds where Saturday is the next day.
That's a good point.
But this is exactly the problem you have. You're like, I don't know what the change did, but
Yep.
dang. And so I was actually gonna ask, because I've built my player up to like what he's supposed to be, right? He's got 20 pace, 20 acceleration, he's got 20 passing, he's got all the various middle skills, right?
Mhm.
And so now I'm kind of like, do I keep building up more physical attributes? Do I make his agility and his balance and his strength? Do I make those all 16 or 18?
Probably, because that makes you that much harder to knock
Yeah.
down, dispossess,
And
or
I
hurt
saw that at
harder.
least one of the teams had built up anticipation to an ungodly level. They had like 18 anticipation. Is that really a thing?
For defensively, yes.
What
I
about for
know
what about for an attacking winger?
Like
attacking
anticipating a pass
winger,
that your teammate's gonna make.
not as much. That's more of concentration.
Okay.
You could
That's
And
look
so
into
I've got 8 concentration, and so I could put that forward to say maybe I need to have more
At least
concentration.
that's what I remember from FM24. I've already moved on to FM26, so I don't remember as much.
No, fair
Players
enough.
getting distracted by fans in
The
the stands yelling at
the
them.
way that I work this, and I had a conflict with some of the coaches on this team, and so the way that I work this currently is that I put together a package of 3 or 4 different projected ways that I could build the player, and I send those off to the
to the
coaches,
printer.
and I'm like here are some possible builds for my player. Which ones would you suggest, and are they a problem? Because that way I've provided input as to how my player is going to be, and then they get to give me feedback on which way that they would like me to go, and everybody feels like they're still playing the game, right?
Hmm.
Because this was a problem we had early on. I was just like I'm not your puppet, and so now I figured out that if I give them some of my decisions and they can choose from those, everybody feels like they're doing a thing.
Dance on my strings, puppet.
No, but it's a
Yeah.
and I've I've also noticed, Annie, that somebody else is taking corner kicks, and I might have to upgrade my corner kick taking skill. Now, actually, can one of you guys answer this? If you're taking corner kicks, does the free kick skill matter even a little bit?
For just corner kicks, no.
I
Isn't corners
see.
its own skill?
It is its
Corners
own
is no
skill,
skill.
but once again, you wouldn't necessarily know this if you don't know the engine, right?
That's true. That's true.
That's why I was asking specific, because I'm not planning to be a free kick specialist, but I am planning to be a corner kick specialist. That makes sense to me.
So, based off of what I remember, you would want to get your corners, crossing, and also first touch up,
Good. I have all of those. Why would
Wait,
first
along
touch
with your
matter?
technique.
Why would
First
first touch
touch matter?
matter? Why would first touch matter for corners though?
It's funny.
Because of the short corner kicks. You would pass it out, and they would immediately pass it right back to you for your cross.
I
That is
gotcha.
that is a tactic in the engine that they do.
The only problem with that
that's-
is you can't specifically call for that. You aren't allowed to legally call for
Yeah, but like mixed still does it.
But that's
Hey
still
guys,
fine.
that.
hey guys, first time listener, first time caller. Do you guys have
wait,
anything for
before-
predictions?
Before you say that, give us your name, player you have.
It's Jiggly.
Yes, I know that, but
Hi.
the listeners don't know that.
Hi, Jiggly. Who's your player and which team do you play for?
Zoe, she's on Seoul, and I'm in Incheon.
In real life.
Fantastic.
So, what was your question?
I was asking about predictions because you guys don't put in like suggestions for predictions, and so
Some-
I always just
someone
guess.
did.
I just
Someone
saw you
did.
guys were on. I decided to ask.
Sometimes
glad
we
to
do,
have you.
but
Let's see. So,
I think we can put this on Trella because Trella has been putting up predictions a fair number of times, and he hasn't
Yeah.
been as
you mean
diligent about getting them up,
quickly.
posted
Well,
in
he's-
good
Are
time.
you talking about the?
He's in
predictions for-
college and he's got a
predictions for the
girlfriend,
season
so he's
or
got
the
that life
predictions
thing we
for
were
the-
talking
this
about
week?
before.
I
Ew.
gotcha.
Although, I mean, technically, I guess I have a life now, but
Hey, we don't allow
Um,
that sort of thing here.
You youngsters.
So I'm thinking Inter London over Cairo. I'm thinking Rova over Athens. And I'm going to be a homer, so I'm going to say Seoul over North Shore.
okay. Thanks. Also, I did want to say hi to Ainer.
Glad to see you're still alive, man.
Oh boy, there's my alarm for third period. School is off today, by the way. I'm in the office. I'm in my classroom. Technically speaking, there is no school, but I'd have to take a vacation day, and I'm saving all those for winter.
Oh, that's wild. And so you're in the classroom doing nothing because you're working.
Yes.
Is it?
No, that
Wait.
makes sense. Like
I finished all of my lesson plans and everything until the end of the year, and I'm not staying with this school next year, so I can't prep for the year after anyway.
you're doing the Lord's work. This is exactly how you do it.
Exactly.
If that's the system, you follow the rules.
Yep.
I was supposed to be working on doing a script, so I was gonna do my PTs and then I was gonna work on
Hey,
writing.
do your career PTs too. And that goes
That
for
is
all of
something-
you. That goes for all of you.
that is
All of you
something-
are
I know.
lacking.
I have fallen far behind in my career PT.
I
So I'm
have-
gonna have to write some more.
No, especially
I have a lot of writing that I need to do in general for Sim League stuff, but I'm trying to do like actual writing. My professional stuff.
Professional writing. That seems like a balmy notion.
I mean, technically speaking, this is paid for a given definition of paid.
I got
I
I got
would-
a script I need to finish by the end of the month.
I mean, I would say that the writing that we do for this league is actually practical writing that everybody should be good at doing.
Oh, so you mean
Yeah.
it's how much you can BS and still get credit for?
No, I will
que-
be honest. Doing PTs and getting better at like forcing myself to have to write 200 words about some random topic every single week
Yeah.
did help me become a better writer
Well,
because
if-
I started just being able to write bullshit.
Yeah, well, it's not necessarily even bullshit, but you could put out, some level of, content about a thing. It doesn't have to be great content, but you're just producing.
No, that did definitely help me with my when I was still writing about soccer. So
And this is a practical thing in every encounter. Like you have to be able to write, stupid emails when you're writing in the corporate world. And it is nice if you have that ability to fill out a paragraph without having it just be, one sentence. Please provide the shit you told me you'd give me. That's not the way
Yeah.
to make friends in the corporate world.
Yeah. Jiggly, you went super quiet there.
well, yeah, I stopped talking.
Ah, I saw I heard.
I know it's
back.
very rare.
You're still queuing up like you were speaking.
That's some logic right there. He actually got you, Ainer. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've known the guy for God. When did we start gaming with us?
It's been
10 years?
like 6 years at least.
No, for Jiggly. I know Cal. We it's been about 6 years for us.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever done. I don't think we've done. Well, I did get the new 2K. So if you guys, it does depend on the day though.
I'm saying
like,
no. I'm saying when did we start? Been
You
about.
keep cutting
Oh,
out a
there's
little
gaming
bit.
stuff now?
I was saying when did we start gaming? Because that's been about 10 years, right?
Well, when? Oh no, it might. Yeah, I guess it is about 10 years then.
Yeah, you were still in high school.
Because
And
I know I was I was in high school
we were introducing
playing in
you
the basement with the birds.
Yeah, we introduced you to sim leagues.
I don't even know those games
And
and stuff.
well, technically speaking, if we think about it this way, it is your fault that I now have a degree in screenwriting. In a very long manner, it is your fault I have a degree in screenwriting.
I'm sorry. I don't take any indirect blame for this. Your life is your own. It's my so.
Because I'm about to draw some lines here. So I start playing FIFA with you guys. You introduce me to sim leagues. In sim leagues, I am introduced to anime. I get really into anime.
There's no
And then I
way.
decide
That's the first time you. No way. You had to have.
it is
What?
if you go deep into the ISFL Discord, you will find the first moment I said, "Hey, can you tell me about that that anime profile? I want to watch that."
That's crazy.
And
Well,
that was YTV,
Oh God.
which I have not heard from you in a
YTV.
long time.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him in about like maybe 5 months. I don't know.
I haven't
I haven't heard from my son in a while.
heard from that person in years. Literally years.
So we can discuss more of this later, but we are recording and we do need to bring it back to the SSL. Unfortunately.
Oh.
Okay, bye. I have things to do. I'm watching NIU.
All right, catch you, man.
Okay. Well,
Bye.
thank you for stopping by. Don't be a stranger, as he drops out before I can say anything. So I'm sorry
Okay,
to cut that short, but that was Zoe Jenkins. That's some questions. Well, one of them
Okay,
is
so-
SSL related.
if I may,
Yes, go ahead.
on corners, I would also recommend adding long throws because if they get crossed out and it goes out from a touch from the other team, you always want long throws as a backup.
I might have to improve my long throw skill. It's at 5, as you might imagine.
So basically, you're a giant legs are all muscled, and you have the arms of the inflatable tube man.
I mean, we put this off before, right? Like I originally had possesses long flat throw as one of my traits, and I took that out because it was clearly not going to be a thing unless I was
Building for
a
it.
thrower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I keep
yeah,
and I keep
That's what I would always
leaning on.
recommend if you do corners as well.
All right. Now I was going to ask you this, Aner. Have we got any player that has good leadership? Any at all?
I don't think so. But to be fair, that's really such a low
Does it
priority.
matter if one of your players is a good leader?
I think that's
Probably
gotta be
need
like
at least
fifth or
one.
sixth on the list.
No, I'm asking if somebody should bring their leadership from like 5 up to 15. Is that a thing that
You
somebody should do?
you need one captain on the team, right? Come on now.
Yeah.
The only
Well,
thing I
and
can think of would be and this is not a match engine thing, but a general football thing is for cards. If have a leader, it'll cause less cards. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
8 leadership. But give me the armband. Give me the captaincy.
I'm sorry. I draw a limit. My captain can't get soggy when it's slightly damp out.
Well,
Wow.
you may not have looked at the render for my player, but it's actually sourdough starter, not bread. So he's already soggy all the time.
Eh. Well, to be fair, I mean, bread is bread.
I'll link it.
Bread.
Bread is bread. All right, you try eating sourdough starter and let me know how it goes. There he is in the Discord.
Oh, when did you change it?
I never changed it. It's been that from the start.
Your
But I did
your
make this.
your signature on the
I did.
forum is the guy with the bread face cutout.
Yeah. I also have this bread lasso emoji that I made.
Let me that across so people.
So let's see. What else am I supposed to have as an attacking winger? It says technique. Should I have some
Off
more
the
of that?
ball,
I've got a fair chunk of off the ball. I'm up to 14 there.
teamwork, vision for sure. Along with work rate, that's probably the most important.
Vision I've got a ton of. And work rate I'm actually a little bit low on. Let me take a look at my work rate.
From what I know about the match engine in 24, you can have literally everything low, but as long as you have like 20 work rate, you can be the best player in the engine.
And so I've currently got 15 work rate. So maybe I should be putting a whole bunch of my points into 20 work rate.
But the thing is, you have to have a lot of stamina as well for it.
Well,
Which is maxed out at 20.
Yeah.
Everybody has max stamina
I just noticed that.
in the engine though. But the thing is, I have enough points that I can go all the way up to 20 work rate, all the way from 15 to 20,
That's a nice.
and I still have a few points left over. No, this is good because I can put this out to the managers and I can ask them what they think of this because I think that's a good idea.
This is just general knowledge from what I've obtained for playing 2.5 years of FM24.
This is what I'm getting. This is what I'm getting at, right? Because I would like my player to be productive, but no, it's there's a long list of skills, right? Not all of them are marked even. Like work rate isn't marked blue or green at all.
Yeah, but as a general match engine thing is really important.
You would think so, but maybe it wouldn't be. Like, do you remember watching Carlos Valderrama play back in the day?
No, none of us do. I think I would be the closest.
That motherfucker had a work rate of about 11, and nevertheless he was leading the league in assists every year.
Assists are different than scoring, though.
Yes, but I'm just talking about like real life football as opposed to like
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
I have to admit I have a soft spot for those guys who look like they move 3 feet the entire game and still dictate the pace of offense.
One of my favorite plays that I ever saw from Carlos Valderrama was he received the ball and three opposing players surrounded him and he had nobody to pass it to. He had nothing he could do. And you know what the motherfucker did? He passed the ball to himself because he was open. And I'm just like, no, he kicked the ball and he strolled over there. He received the ball and the 3 guys had vanished somehow. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
that does remind me of someone.
He's like he had this like magician quality to him where like he would receive the ball and no matter how much pressure he was under, he never seemed like he was under pressure anyway.
That reminds me of pre-injury Raul Jimenez at Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
you do have those funny moments where just sometimes a random player will stick with you for no reason whatsoever. Um, for me, it would probably be, well, if Jiggly was here, he'd probably have a lot more Chicago Fire ones. But ones that I always think of when I think of the Fire, Patrick Niarco really didn't do super much outside of the club. Uh,
The Chicago Fire were such a bunch of thugs, though.
eh, not as bad as some of their opponents. New England was pretty bad. Columbus was pretty bad for a while there.
I'm just gonna take a look. What was his name? I'm trying to remember the Chicago Fire player who broke a guy's leg in a friendly.
There
I'm
can't
just
be
gonna
that
admit, I
many.
don't watch game outside of my local team,
What's your local team?
St. Louis,
Boo.
because
I
I live
boo them.
right at the bottom of Missouri.
That's who it was. It was fucking Hristo Stoichkov. He broke the leg of an American University freshman player, Freddie Linera, in a friendly.
That sounds like some people from the older MLS.
And he wasn't even the only guy. Dima Kovalenko. Fucker.
Why does that name ring a bell?
Because he committed so many red card fouls. He's an asshole. This is way
Major
back
asshole.
in the this is way back in the day before you guys were born, though. This is like he played like in 1999.
I was born in '96. Thank you.
I was 10 years
Yeah.
old at that point in time.
So
Yeah, well, I got to watch these guys play live.
yeah, that'd be before me, because I turned 23 this Sunday.
Damn.
I'm afraid that I'm currently 53.
Oh, you're not even close to 70.
I'm a lot closer to 70 than I am to your age.
I'm 29.
Yes, I'm still
17
closer to.
versus. It's not.
I'm closer to 70 than I am to your age, man. I'm sorry.
It's only 5 years. It's not that far.
I got you.
Wait,
Well, don't worry,
I
I'm
just did math
36,
in my
so
head incorrectly. 7 years.
So
Chris.
let me bring up a topic since we just died.
Yeah.
We just died right there.
yeah, no worries.
Ainir,
What?
what in your opinion would make the best midfielder in FM?
What kind of midfielder?
Oh, but like, are you
Just a
talking
base center mid, let's say box to box center mid.
Are you
Okay.
talking just attributes? Because that's different. Like, I can tell you what I would look for, but in terms of FM,
That's what
there's a
I'm
reason
asking
why
you.
there's
Is
a
what
reason why
what
I
would you look
lean
for
in.
in an attribute like that?
Okay.
Like in particular, we're talking about replacing a particular player in Catalunya who might be 2 years too old to be there forever.
I wasn't even talking about that. I was just talking in general.
I can talk in specific.
Well, sorry, heading on there. Being American style soccer, I look for someone who's gonna like go up and wreck through the middle. Like you can pass around, you can pass, but whoever's taking it is gonna get hammered. So probably good determination, good tackling, physical traits, so you can get there. Doesn't matter if you're a master at tackling if you can't get there. Good bravery, good aggression, and obviously my thoughts are you pair this guy who destroys plays with someone who's actually good at passing the ball around. That's usually why,
Oh,
at
so
least teams.
you're going for a Showery Joseph player.
Yeah, I want you to go in. It's like you fuck them up when and
Yeah.
his partner when he fucks them up, you take the ball and pass it off to somebody else.
Then he takes the ball and he makes the assist. I got you. But like this is like the
Somewhat of a
late
ball
90s.
winning mid, basically.
This is the late 90s version of Major League Soccer. they had a lot of players who played what they called defensive midfielder, which was essentially commit a lot of fouls and win a lot of balls in the not in the defensive third, but just in front of that.
So the ball-winning midfielder role, basically in FM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's
Which I
also
do have a question about to you, Aaron.
okay
Why so high on aggression?
because I want them to go in there and wreck stuff up. And if you don't have aggression, you'll sit and wait. And I'm just like, no, go in there and make something happen. And I think high aggression is probably a way you can make that happen.
And so you would like them either to make a play or miss the play, but at least
Make a
the
decision.
effort.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make a play
Okay.
or break a shit.
Mm.
You know.
The reason I ask is because aggression, from what I remember, is really the red card attribute. If you have that really high, your chance of having a red card is multiplied.
See,
As well
this
as
is to be fair. I don't know
yep.
it in the terms of football manager, but I mean
But
when I mean aggression,
that
I mean
actually
like
makes
go make a
that
go
makes
make a
sense
tackle.
though. If you're making a lot more tackles, you're going to get more red cards. I don't know if that's necessarily a problem.
Yeah.
Well, coming from SHL, aggression is literally just the penalty attribute. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a
that
separate
would
hitting attribute,
Yeah, there's
which
different things.
that would be weird though. Like even even as an IT guy, it would be kind of like, why would you make an attribute that people could put points into that only does a negative thing?
we use these simulations in a quote unquote incorrect way.
I
Like,
agree.
this is a
I
management
agree.
game.
I agree that we do use them in an incorrect way, but does Canadice not know how the simulation works?
No, he
No,
does.
he does, but he just has to work within it, Like,
Yeah. No,
it is
I
what it
got
is.
you.
Okay, no,
But,
It's the sort of
here's-
thing where if in fact an attribute was purely negative, would you let new players spend points on it?
I don't think it's purely negative, but in terms of ones like if you have the FM editor, there are some hidden attributes, dirtiness, consistency. One of the ones I
Oh,
always
no.
one of the
Yeah,
ones
those we've heard about though,
yeah,
like
but
the
one of the
dirty
ones I
player
always
and
hate to see across any game.
the odds that you might bite your opponent. I
Yeah.
mean, we've
Yeah.
all seen the Luis Suarez thing.
The thing I'm thinking of is one of those hidden attributes is injury proneness, and I never know is do you want that low so he's not injury prone, or do you want it high so he's not injury prone?
Oh.
See what I mean?
If I may, I was gonna say, for how you're describing aggression, what it sounds like to me is a combination of concentration, composure, decisions, and determination. That's what that sounds like to me. Is what you're wanting.
Yeah. And also, I figure if you have a higher tackling skill, your high aggression is your card multiplier feels like it's reduced if you're a good tackler.
No, if anything, it's increased from what I remember.
See, that's what I don't understand. Like some of this doesn't make sense. Like if you are a good tackler, you should be able to dispossess the opponent with a lower chance of fouling.
Because what it basically does is instead of doing a standing tackle, it goes into more sliding tackles.
See, that doesn't make any sense.
Which will then, that's what I remember it being. Because instead of just being a standing tackle with lower aggression, you'll take the ball away, but you won't have an immediate counterattack. Whereas with a sliding tackle, you have a higher chance of counterattacking, but more of fouls/cards.
See, that's things I think are a little bit iffy with that. But that's just my personal, if I
Yeah, I
can
understand
create
where
from
you're coming
scratch,
from. I was just saying from what I remember from FM.
yeah, everyone has their own thing. Um, it's just up there with I think aggression should be what it says on the tin. It's not how aggressive you tackle. It's how
How
like
frequently they tackle.
how frequently you tackle or how aggressive you are on the tackle and in which situations. Like I would want a midfield to be very aggressive. However, counter to that, I don't want my center back to be very aggressive because I don't want them sliding unless they have to in the
Yeah, I
box.
understand where you're coming from with that.
So it'd be like it plays to a mental portion, which fits because I believe it's in the mental category. Whereas the way you're telling me, it feels like it shouldn't be in the mental category. That should just be a hidden attribute of. It seems like aggression is I'm going to fuck this guy's legs up, as opposed to if I attack here or attack here, where it's like controlled aggression versus uncontrolled aggression.
Well, also let's also just talk about the defensive end because it's also a kind of a neutral one because it is more aggressive with the attacking. Just the defensive aggression is what's making it a little bit more negative.
Yeah, I would just soon, all things being equal, I'm creating my own thing. I would just have it be aggression is a stat that determines how aggressive you are when you're attacking the ball. In terms of choices,
Yeah, I understand what you're talking
not
about.
in terms of throwing your body at them.
Yeah.
It just feels like there's a lot that is not
Which
necessarily
that's kind
well
of why
explained.
they also remade the base. That's why they remade the engine completely for 26 forward.
I'll be honest. I'm not gonna touch 26 probably at all. Maybe 27.
Which is understandable.
I'm expecting.
I think for a sim league, if it was something like they had the Unity match engine for the visuals on FM 24, that'd be perfect for a sim league. But unfortunately, it's not like that.
Honestly, I'm as long as it's not dots, I'm happy. I don't need super fancy graphics.
Yeah.
Now, I actually wanted to ask you guys a different question. But what does it matter how familiar your player is with the position he's playing?
That one I believe is how many mental mistakes your guy makes above and beyond what his
Yeah,
attributes
but
say.
I'm talking about like taking like a winger and making him into like a center midfielder without any practice at that at all. Is that big of a problem?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna be trying to make plays. I would think he would try to make plays on his wing and leave his defensive central
No,
responsibility.
but that's kind of what I'm getting at because I'm asking this question because I got a different answer from one of the other guys, and so I'm checking with you guys.
Basically, what I remember is they will essentially not play the position correctly at all.
Yes.
They will try to play back in their natural position, but as that position. It's weird to explain.
Okay. And so if I want my left midfielder to be good at being a center midfielder, really I need to
Now that's
give him.
different. That's different
Okay.
because he already plays in the midfield. You said a winger playing the midfield.
Oh, I gotcha. And so if I take a even left attacking midfielder, put him in the midfielder, is that close enough where it's okay?
If he's playing Cam, it's fine. But if he's playing just CM, no, that would be different.
Oh, I see.
It has to be on the same layer.
I gotcha. That's very helpful, actually, because I'm trying to figure out how to rework Fry, and obviously I've got money, and I would like to give him options, right?
Yeah.
But I want to give him options that make sense to give him more flexibility.
One thing you can also do is your career point task number 4, which gives you a free.
Don't get started on me, Air.
Gives you a free.
I know I need to write my 400 words and then 400 more words and then 400 further words to get that thing.
Yes. So
Mr. Aner has been leaning on me about not having completed my words, and I'm still doing pretty well, but
yeah.
Nevertheless, this is what happens when you get old. The young generation leans on you. You're like, we understand you're the third highest on the team in TBE, but you could be a little bit higher, you bastard.
Also, Aner and everybody, really, I got a question for you. Why in siblings does everyone expect you to be Holland level physicality in your physical attributes, but it's not like that at all in match engine?
That's actually a really good question because the coaches that we have on our team have suggested that the largest amount of impact for a particular player is based on their physical attributes.
There's a very
about
very
16
logical
18,
reason
yes,
for that.
and it's technical and mental mainly.
The reason is because consider this. You have a very stupid person. Okay, never mind. Let's try this again. You have Usain Bolt, who may or may not have played soccer before in his life. I don't know. And then let's say you have like
Curious.
some guy,
Curious.
a larger person who
Sorry.
loves soccer, watches it all the time, knows exactly what every person should do, and you have a ball that's 20 feet away from both of them. Who's getting to the ball first?
I got to
Usain-
tell it sounds like I'm not going to get to the ball first.
Right. Okay. I get the joke. Very funny. Ha. Clever. Good job.
So based off of how you
but-
described it, it would be Usain Bolt, but the one that's slower would win.
Not necessarily.
This
So-
is not necessarily the case.
It doesn't matter your mental attributes if you never have the ball. You
Yeah.
need to be able to get to the ball first, and everything else is secondary.
Yeah.
And if
Specifically, I agree. It's like in a normal football manager file, you have a nice mix. But the
Yep.
thing is, in sim leagues, there's a meta that develops, and it
It's
usually
weird.
is speed above all, because
it's
speed buys you so many opportunities. Even if you're
Like
absolute
also in
ass
FM, that is
everywhere
true
else.
for 18 plus speed.
Well, like I played in an indoor soccer league and there was one time we showed up and we had 6 players, and that's the maximum number of players in the field. And the other team had 12 players, and their strategy was to chase, and they had 20 pace, 20 acceleration for the entire match because as soon as they got tired, they ran off. And we passed the ball around and passed the ball around and passed the ball around. And in the second half, they ran out of pace and acceleration because it wasn't a sim league. And we scored like 3 or 4 goals and won the game. But it was
But
stupid,
the difference
right?
there is that building yourself as an individual human being is not a zero-sum game. I mean,
I agree with that.
Technically, it is because you only have a certain
have,
amount of time in your day. But
but
with
like
this,
we have to make decisions, and you can actually choose which thing you want to get.
right?
Well,
Well, as a
we're
human,
kind of getting off what I was asking though.
But-
Why do they expect you to be so high when you could have it like you just said 20 is everywhere on physical? When you could just have it like 15 to 18, and then the rest is on your mental and technical.
well, that comes
Why
back
is
to
it
what
such
Anir was
that?
saying. It's because, sure, not everyone is Usain Bolt, right? So let's make this scenario a little bit more realistic. Everyone is like a high school distance runner. So that equates to like probably 11 on the scale. Now,
Oh, much
everybody's
higher.
11. Everyone's okay.
Yeah, much higher than 11, but still.
Yeah. So if everybody's at that level, how do you make a difference? Well, you need to increase your speed again. So everybody's increasing speed. So
You have to increase
not-
either your speed or some other attribute that makes up for that.
right, it's an arms race basically.
Yes.
Everybody knows that speed is the most important, so everybody's increasing speed. Until you get that to 20, everything else is less important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's why the expectation is created, because it's kind of ubiquitous that like the knowledge is there. that
And
you
I
need the
put this
speed.
out to my coaches, and I was like, I gave them 3 options, and one of them was 20/20 speed, and they chose 20/20 speed and acceleration because they're just like, that's what we need. But I don't think they were worried about anything else. Now that I have 20/20 pace and acceleration, maybe I get to make some different choices, right?
So I understand where you're coming from. Just my match engine knowledge is just telling me that's so wrong.
Well, but remember,
I mean, if it's coming from non-sim league knowledge, that's why. Because you have, I'm assuming, obviously, I don't actually know your background, but I'm assuming you're coming from playing the game where players naturally increase their attributes kind of across the board, more or less in certain areas. But like, if you
I'm
get
not
a
even
player
talking
with
about just a
18
progression
speed,
thing. I'm just talking about a general base thing.
yeah. Is that a real world base or like playing the game base?
Game, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, Yeah, there probably is too much leaning into the meta. What really is the difference between 19 and 20? I don't know. And if you can,
I'd say even going 20 is too far. I'd say it'd be 18 or 19.
right, and then you could probably make the argument that, hey, if 18 is good enough to win 45% of battles against somebody who's at 20 speed, and you
I
can
would say
capitalize on your
even,
chances
I
when
would
you
say
have the
here,
ball
let me give
better,
you an example.
then
You have 18 speed, 18 acceleration with about mediocre mental versus 20 acceleration, 20 speed, and no mental. That 18 speed is going to win every time.
maybe.
That's where I'm coming from.
I'm not saying either position is correct or not. I'm just explaining why the
I
meta
think it just
Yeah, I
comes
understand
down.
what you're talking about. Just
Yeah,
developed.
I think it just comes down to 20 speed and acceleration. You're also assuming, once people get that, they will work on their mentals. But 20 pace acceleration is that when your mentals aren't there, will buy you that extra step to block a ball, that extra step to keep up with your man, that extra. It buys you wiggle
it's
room.
basically that flashy new car versus a really good car.
Well, okay,
No,
so
not
on
like that.
top of what we're
It's not flashy like that. It's a matter of speed in sports. It doesn't
I
matter
mean,
which.
just the extra going all the way to 20 every time before doing anything else is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it buys you extra chances, extra bites at the apple you might not get otherwise, even with higher other stats.
right. It
Yeah.
comes back to if you don't
No,
win the foot race, you don't get the chance to make the pass.
No, I get what he's getting at because it's very expensive to be 20 pace, 20
I
acceleration.
totally agree.
And it's much less expensive to be 18 pace, 18 acceleration, and have a whole bunch of other skills. And you can choose those. You could have a whole bunch of other things. Maybe you could be a good passer or something.
If you have like any memory of like your probability classes that you may have taken at some point, you can kind of think of it as a set of compounding, um, not coin flips, but like dice rolls, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so you get to the ball. Let's say you're both at 20 speed, 20 acceleration. That's a 50-50 chance to win that battle. But then next you need to either dribble or make that pass. Will you do that successfully? That depends on your mentals. And if going from 19 to 20, if the opportunity cost of that is getting your dribbling or passing from like 5 to 10, what is the difference between that and that extra speed? If it goes from being a 50-50 battle to being a 45-55 battle, and then that second opportunity is like a 20% chance that you'll make the good pass versus a 50% chance of making a good pass, you have to multiply those percentages and see what it comes out to. And that's kind of the boring mental game that comes with being a coach and these things. It's never about like, well, this player performs really well, so maybe we should start using them more. It's always, well, mathematically, the simulation is more likely to do this. So, regardless of what's happened in the past, we have to assume that the simulation is always fair and never going off of what happened before, and
The fact that it
nothing
literally
fun
has a randomness
exists.
factor added into the match engine.
Right, but you have to assume the randomness is spread evenly across the board.
Which that just gets me into a whole new question. Is it expected to have 20? Just go back to the 20 piece and everything. Is it expected for every position or just the attacking positions?
It's
Um,
always more beneficial to be
My,
faster.
my understanding is that every position has 20 pace and 20 acceleration, just because that's the meta in the game.
for the most,
And I don't necessarily agree with that, but that does
Yeah,
seem
'cause-
to be the expectation.
it's
Here's what I'll say to that. In PvE, when it was first starting in Season 5, I made a player, and everybody said power is the most important thing, make a power player. And I made a player whose meta was stealing bases and basically brought like stealing from the brink of nobody does this to like it became a very important meta thing.
it's the first mover's
And
but that's
advantage.
a whole. That's a whole extra 18 layers on it, though.
Well, okay, but then in football, the football league, the ISFL,
Yeah, I'm in there too.
nobody was making offensive linemen, and then literally as a joke, I made a player named Give Us a Fair Rub, and
Oh God, I
uh,
remember him.
and now offensive linemen, there still aren't as many as there should be, in my opinion, but
Yeah, I know. I'm a
it's
former O lineman there too.
Oh, but
it's a
you made it.
position
You
that
made it
has
a meta thing where you're like, I'm going to be a really good offensive lineman. And it's going to be part of our team.
like it
Oh, no,
showed that there was
I'm-
value to the position. So I'm saying meta is boring. Try to come up with something that's interesting and test it out forcibly. Don't let anybody tell you what you should do. And the thing about metas in these is that usually you can find a way to break them. So like
I agree with that. And to be honest, one of the key things that I did with mine was that if I'm unhappy with how I'm going to with how I'm doing in the game, I'm probably not going to participate. I might not write. I might fuck off.
Well,
And
the
so
main reason I brought that up is, again, this goes back to my knowledge of the match engine. Defenders usually don't need any more than 14 pace. Anything more is just wasting pace. That's generally a good match level because as long as you have 3 attributes other than that, you can keep up with anybody else. That's positioning, off ball, and concentration. And that's generally that's good enough to keep you up with anyone faster than you.
now I would point out that you're not actually a defender in this league.
I know. I'm just talking about in general.
No, I got you.
It's just confusing me why the meta is so much speed.
Are any of us present a defender in the league?
I am.
I used to be.
Then you should be taking that advice there, Anir.
Yeah, well, the thing, at least for me, like I said, is
And actually, on that level, I agree with them that nobody should just go to 20 pace, 20 acceleration without any other skills, because that's bullshit. You should obviously be picking up the cheaper skills along the way to make sure that you're ready to go. Now we can talk. We can talk about whether 20 pace, 20 acceleration actually makes sense as a defender, because I've seen the Premier League, and I don't know if that's really realistic.
Yeah, but the Premier League isn't this. It's definitely not realistic.
I agree it's not this, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Specifically,
it'd be
it's a weird thing. If you want to see the importance of pace acceleration, go look at in the league index in the history 0-44. In the first couple seasons, he's the only one who ran max pace acceleration. Everyone else is building kind of a little bit pace acceleration balance, and there's a reason why he's at the top of all the goals records, and by quite a margin.
And he was playing what position?
He was a striker. He was too fast for any of the defenders to keep up with him.
I got you. And
this
so
is why
and so the
It also depends on what role they're in too.
And so specifically the meta shifted because this one asshole had 20 pace, 20 acceleration. He was scoring all the goals.
Yeah.
And they're like, we have to do something about him.
We're more than 20 seasons in now, right?
Yeah.
0-44 still has the record of goals. He scored 292 goals in 326 and a half appearances. He is a little under 60 goals ahead of second place. So that tells you that
what engine were we playing under for most of those?
FM 22.
And so this is
let me check to make sure.
So a relatively recent engine.
Yeah. So I've got Franco Torres. Next place was season 1. Skyrise, I think, is also season 1.
And so that actually gives us a reasonable.
Sorry, he was season 2.
That gives us a reasonable measuring pole as to why the meta has shifted the way it has.
Yeah. It's just
like it's not necessarily that's the final resting place of the meta, but that's why it went that way, because there was one guy who was really fast and he scored all the goals. What are you going to do?
And here we
You're
go.
You're going to defend against that guy.
the next
It's the same in the other leagues though. Like in the football league, wide receivers and running backs don't really care about anything else other than speed. You max your speed and
Yeah.
then you get catching because
What?
you don't want to drop a ball.
There's no such thing as Barry Sanders.
My argument to that is FM is much more details oriented compared to those engines.
yes. I'm
Fair
not
enough,
denying.
yeah.
I'm not
Fair
denying that. But the thing is, when
Yeah.
you set this up in a player versus player way, which this kind of is, um, basically, when I did a GM league, a Madden GM league, so different game. So I'm totally aware of that. You can, you can don't tell me discount it, but I had a really good offense because I had 4 wide receivers that were 96 speed or higher, and it didn't matter that one of the guys only had 50 catches. I have 4 fast guys. So someone will be open on any given play, and if they aren't, they'll get open eventually. Speed offers opportunities that
Yep.
you can't. It's okay. I won't say you can't match, but it's hard to match. Yes, eventually they found ways to do it, but the problem for me is the way to beat. At least you'd think the way to beat pace is drop your line further, because then he can run farther, and I'm still in front of him. But then you run across the problem in the game that dropping your line further, it's not a good strategy.
It's bad for counterattacking.
I don't even care about counterattacking. I'm just saying it's a bad strategy in general because you're going to give him all that space to play it. And it's
I can understand where
just,
you're coming from.
I
Just so much of that meta is just so confusing to me.
I agree. It's frustrating, and one of the things I loved about this when I joined it is the fact that there are so many skills compared to other leagues. But the problem is, okay, yeah, there's a bunch of skills,
Here's
but
the
not all
question:
skills are created equal.
Do the skills matter? Because it doesn't matter how many skills there are if it doesn't matter.
Yeah, which is
And
unfortunate.
as a new player, this is very much something that frustrated me. And I've gotten past that, but I'm still kind of it's like, really? Does it matter what I pick?
Some things
It
it does
matters.
matter. Some things does, some not so much. Like
All right, I
I,
have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't think it matters how much flair you put into your player. That's not a winning combination. You know what I mean?
I feel bad about that, but I understand.
Also, going back to Owen 44, his XG in 326.5 was 262. So he outperformed his XG by 30 goals on his career. I don't know how that's broken down in terms of penalties and such, but I would say there's
Yeah,
probably a decent
XP
amount
is
there.
very confusing. I understand that part.
Yeah. So
Because you can score a goal and it'll only be 0.1 XG.
yeah.
All right, so this brings up a good point, at least in my opinion, that people say that archetypes make it so there is no diversity between players. In my opinion, archetypes create diversity by force because
Yeah.
you try. So let's say you've got like 3 kinds of strikers. You've got somebody who's really fast and will go for through balls. You've got somebody that will like just never lose the ball when they're dribbling it. And I don't know. I don't actually
A
watch
header.
soccer, but maybe there's like
Someone
somebody
who's good at
who's
heading.
yeah, okay, headers. Somebody who's really good at getting open, going for headers. And yes, you're forcing people into a box that way. But if you create an archetype that essentially limits you from doing certain things rather than forcing you into a specific box, like you can create diversity within those while still allowing differences. But
Okay, but here's where I
if
come down
you
on that.
make it so you can get your speed to like 20, but you make it so they're so bad at shooting that it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're fast, but your finishing caps at 8, then are
Which
people
finishing
going to go for
itself
that?
is a red herring.
Oh, is it? Okay, well, whatever the important shooting attribute is, or whatever.
It's
Like,
like 5 attributes combined.
oh, okay,
Okay, well,
but
without getting into the weeds on that
you get the
specifically,
point.
I do get the point because I was there in PBE when they started introducing some of the archetypes because I was early. And I know NSFL, then NSFL started doing archetypes as well, and I get that. There's one thing that I think we're overlooking here. Most of the file work is done by one person. Like,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
yeah. So I I'm not. This is not me coming down on either pro or against archetypes. I'm just looking at it from a perspective of how much more work can we pile onto Candidates before he just up and says, "I'm done," and entirely is gone because he's been in charge of it since season one or near abouts, and he's had assistants, but no one stepped up to do as much as he has done for this whole for this time. So
Yeah, I can understand that.
Do we know how automated that process is? Because I guarantee you he can export the
Oh,
updates to like a
trust
CSV
me,
or
it's
something.
hard.
no. He can
Oh,
export it,
really?
but the thing is, like he didn't like he didn't do something this season because he's prepping for next season when we introduce the divisions. So he's putting most of his focus to that. Totally understandable. But even then, things can go wrong. The more steps you add, every step is another point of failure. And
That's true,
if
but
this point of
he's
failure causes the entire game week to go belly up, how many of those do you get where people just leave the league? Because there'll be nothing that kills the league faster than missing sim days. That's part of the reason why they went to commentary games or commentary only games. As from a perspective of I want to watch my guy, it sucks ass. I agree, it sucks. But there's only so much you can do when there's only a handful of simmers and a handful of broadcasters, and every time you want to do this, you're asking your simmers and your broadcasters to sit down for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And that number is going up because we've been adding teams. And like this is me just doing the devil's advocate portion.
Yeah.
So like I'm a big fan of, and I've posted in our Discord that like, hey, be the change you want to see in the league. Sign up for those. Sign up for simmers. Sign up for commentators. Sign up for just any league job. Lessen the load on the people who are already there. So the more many hands make light. The more people doing the league jobs means the more time can be devoted to finding new things to squeeze more enjoyment for everyone out of this engine. Like
yeah.
when I first started DMing, I was in charge of Soul, just Soul. They hadn't joined yet, and I was cracking like I wasn't going to bed till like 3 in the morning, and I was practicing, and running through, and be like, okay, 90+% of this is good results, and then it gets to the sim, and it's just bad results. I was burning myself out. So when they got joined together, there were a couple bad seasons, and I was getting to the point where I was almost just like, screw it, I'm done. And then I was able to bring Omni back, Trella back, Pablo. Uh, I know you guys aren't in the brain or aren't in the organizational job section, but even just having you here bounce ideas off of it helps. Even if you don't have an official job that the league recognizes, I'm a big fan of like, hey, if we all put our brains towards this, we can solve whatever it is we're trying to solve, and it reduces the mental weight of trying to get something to work, and that applies across everything.
Yeah.
So like, Starchy, if or Cal, like if you guys are thinking archetypes are the way, uh, time permitting, of course. This is a recreational. I'm never going to say ask curious. One of the things I always say is real life comes first. Sim leagues and things like that come second. If you could, like hell, if you wanted to write up a proposal to switch to archetypes and did the legwork for them, it'd probably be something that'd be very appreciated. I can't like. I hope I'm not feeling. You're not feeling like I'm just dumping on you for no reason.
No, it's all good. I understand where it comes from. I'm just thinking real quick.
But so we're just a little over an hour. We're gonna keep going a little bit more because we did get off a couple places there. Um, let's talk about uh World WSFC. It's coming up, and obviously, if you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know. So, Starchy, where's your player from, and have you been contacted by your regional manager? I think it would be regional organizational manager.
My player,
Yes.
I have no. The nationality, you mean?
Yeah.
The
Ireland.
regionality.
Regionality, I have no clue.
You filled it out when you created your guy.
That was like months ago.
Cal, I'm
for
gonna take a
me,
wild
that
guess and say
was
Brett
probably a
Lasso is
year ago.
American.
I think he's from Missouri. Let me see.
Yes, Missouri. Part of not America.
Well, no, I'm just trying to remember from the show. I
No.
think he was from
Okay,
St.
no.
Louis.
You're from
Oh,
the U.S. I'm just looking at the region.
oh, it's based off
Yeah.
Ted Lasso, so it'd be Wichita, Kansas.
Kansas. Yep, that's what it was. Okay. Now is that what I chose?
Yes,
Yep, United
your
States.
player is from the U.S. I know
So I
Beelzebub
thought
is
you.
U.S.
I don't know why you said regionality because it's confusing me. Nationality is Ireland,
Okay.
so it'd be
Well,
Irish.
because
Yeah.
specifically it's called regional, because not every country gets their own.
Yeah, like for example, I'm from Andorra, and that means that I'm from
The
the
tiny little
Pyrenees
speck.
Union.
You can actually see Andorra if you go to the portal tracker WSFC region, and if you zoom in between Spain and France, there's a little teeny tiny red dot there. That's Bernardo Fry, who looks to be probably one of the top starters for the team.
I'm actually looking pretty good in the Pyrenees Union this year.
Okay, according to this, you are the 7th top TB user.
Like I might need to put some serious work into what we're talking about for positionals, right? Like because currently I'm left attacking midfielder, left midfielder, and left wing back, and that's
Yeah.
terrible. And I could use the opportunity to grab like center attacking midfielder. I could be that.
There are options. Because ahead of you,
But
Curious, are a set.
there are options, but the other point is that I've got money, and so I could buy these positions.
Yes, that is true as well. So, let's see. For Anthony Simmons, British Isles, because Ireland and England are all pushed together, as well as Northern Ireland, and
Feels bad, man.
oh, we do have a Welsh and a couple Scottish players. A
Have there
couple of
been any
Welsh.
explosions in London?
No. Let's see.
Feels-
Here, let's see. The top 3 are active. Then you have an inactive at right wing back, but he's still got 1,400 TP, so he still may be playing. He may still make the cut. At the moment, Anthony Simmons is
I would say about From what
you're
I'm saying about lower mid.
yeah, you're middle of the pack. Um, Middle of the pack of the region's 55 players. So chances are you will not be starting this particular World. You may not make the roster for this World Cup, unfortunately.
I didn't even know there was one. I'm not gonna lie.
It happens once a year, December, January, once a real life year, which is like every 3 or 4 seasons, depending on how uh things break down. So
Yeah.
yeah, we have, and I think that covers everybody because I know Beelzebub's probably not going to make it this time. It just he's too young of a player, and I did talk to the manager about it. So, or he
I have
messaged
not
me
been
and I
contacted by the manager of Pyrenees Union, so I'm hoping that he'll be pinging me at some point.
I don't even. There was a post about it, but I only paid attention to the U.S. because that's the only region I'm in. So you'd have to check to see your respective managers.
Yeah, it's on my list of things to look at.
Oh, I kind of want to throw something out there for this. It's under things to look at, just like the career point task. I am staring at your at your avatar on Discord.
Who? Which? What?
Oh, I'm just teasing. That's all.
Is
This
this?
this sounds bad.
I see Borderlands, I see a chess piece, and I see my cat in a Santa hat.
Yeah, I was staring at Curious Shadows Night.
Oh, that's
Ah.
bad.
Yeah. So we're at about hour 10 right here. So do you guys have anything you want to finish off with?
Not that I can think of.
I think that we have covered pretty much everything.
Okay. Uh, well, I thank you guys for coming here and talking shop with me and letting me record. I think that's pretty awesome. And that was Ainier, and this was the SSL podcast for the Catalunya organization. Thank you for listening.